Take two. I already went through this nonsense once, but I accidentally hit this button right here. Something about virtual camera. I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. So anyway, take two. Let's see if I can make it better this time. August the 7th, 2024, 7:08 a.m. Good morning. How y'all doing? It's time for the monthly cost savings and comparison report for the 2021 Kia Nero and 2017 Chevy Bolt. We've driven two electric cars primarily now since last November. No disaster yet. Disaster has not befallen us yet. We're doing just fine. So let's look at the numbers. First, let's look at the Nero. 531 miles. And look at this. I don't know if I'm going to keep this trip log, but we took a trip last month in the Nero. Second month in a row, 333 miles we drove. And it cost us 30 cents per kilowatt hour, which is not bad for traveling. That's pretty cheap. And that's because some of it was free. We got, I can't remember now, we got some of this free and that counted against this. Went to Texas, that's outrageous. 77 cents a kilowatt hour. Because this is what it actually cost for the trip, including any free electricity I might have gotten. And it's getting where it's easier and easier to get free electricity when you travel. So anyway, keep that in mind. Let's look at the Nero. 531 miles, which means I only drove 198 miles if you take off the trip. 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour. And that's because it was a lot of highway speed driving. These right here are mostly in town. And then we get into winter with the heat on. That's why these are so low. The winter, it always drops. So anyway, you can pause the screen and look at any of this if you want. We got 25 kilowatt hours for free at Discovery Island in Union City, Tennessee, which is a pretty cool place. And we bought 38 from public chargers, which is always more expensive. Look at this. Katie trip last month, 233, and it cost a fortune. This trip was more than a gas card. If you look right here, we would have saved $104 that month if we had driven a Kia Hybrid over the Kia Electric, just because the travel costs were so expensive for that month. But what matters is you got to count that against all these other savings. But anyway, electricity dropped this month, 7.3 cents 7.3 cents a kilowatt hour. 4 cents a mile, which is way more than it would normally be in July if I hadn't taken that trip. I mean, look at these. 1.2, 1.7, 1.8, 1.5, but then the last month outrageous. Look at the boat. No need going through all these numbers. If you want to pause and look, you can. But my wife took Pam took a few vacation days last month. I think she took 4. And so she didn't commute near as much as she normally does. This car is just for commuting. That's about all we use it for. And on weekends to go to the grocery store and stuff, we'll drive it quite a bit. So she drove less than 1,000 miles this month. Because she does not like regenerative braking. It's 3.8. I'm pretty sure she could get 4, maybe 4.1 if she'd use regenerative braking, but she don't like it, and that's fine. And so anyway, $18.48. 1.9 cents a mile. Good Lord, that's cheap. And I figured it up the other day. This is the equivalent to 6.1 gallons of fuel. 6 1/8 actually. 18.48, which is what we spent on electricity, divided by 3.02 a gallon, 6.119. If this was 0.125, it'd be an eighth. So we're calling it an eighth. 6 1/8 gallons of gas. It's what she bought. It would be like going to work and back all month on 6 1/8 gallons of gas. And when you go 50 miles, 25 miles each way, all month, 50 miles round trip for 6 1/8 gallons of gas. And that's for taking some vacation days. If you look at the month before, which was let's go this month because I know this is a full month. Oh, I'm pretty sure she didn't take any vacation days this month. Pretty sure. Okay, $23.89 divided by, and gas was 3.01. 8 gallons of gas. 8 gallons of gas, or 7 7/8. Might as well say 8 gallons to commute back and forth to work every day. That's it was probably about 21 or 22 work days, about a third of a gallon a day, more or less. All right, and here's the total right here. Look at this. 1,493 miles, which is very low mileage for us for both vehicles, especially considering we traveled 333 miles. Total 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. And again, 25 free for both vehicles combined. 7.3 cents a kilowatt hour, which dropped half a cent. 2.7 cents a mile. And look at our savings here. 187.89 over driving my homie's 4x4 truck. He gets 19.8 miles per gallon. $120 savings if we had driven 2 of our Cherokees like we owned. We got rid of it a few months ago. And $56, 2 hybrids. Okay, let's look at price parity. Compared to what the gas prices were last month. And our miles per kilowatt hour, which was above average. And I need to change this right here. It's now 7.3 cents a mile. I mean a kilowatt hour. Gas would have had gotten down to 76 cents a gallon for us to have price parity as far as pushing it down the road compared to a gas car. Over driving 2 Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. If you compare it to driving Mannor's Ford F-150 4x4, 54 cents a gallon. So for my friend Manor to drive the same we did last month, the same route on the same days, gas would have been 54 cents a gallon for it to cost him what it would have cost us. And if you want to drive a Prius, $1.35. You want to drive most hybrids, probably $1.19. So as you see, it's much cheaper to drive an electric car. It's been 79 days since we've bought gasoline. Been 187 since I've pumped gasoline myself. So that's pretty awesome. The Chevy Bolt is possibly the best deal you can get in any car right now. At hybrid and electric car sales in Franklin, Tennessee, they have a 2017 just like this one, but it's the premier model. Has everything on it. You can get it after the $4,000 tax credit for $13,000, and it has 20 some odd thousand miles on it and a brand new battery, which comes with an 8-year warranty or 100,000 miles. $13,000. Wow, that's cheap. Very cheap. All right, you have a good day. Thanks for watching.